In many older cities across the United States, they have what's called a combined sewer system, where stormwater from the streets combines with wastewater in the sewers. New York City is just one city dealing with the types of challenges that this type of antiquated system brings. During rainfall events of greater than 1/10 an inch per hour or more, the wastewater treatment plants can't handle all the excess water, and thus all the excess stormwater and untreated sewage empties out of outflow pipes into the city's waterways. This is known as a combined sewer overflow, or CSO for short, and these occur about 35 times per year on average across New York City. Depending on the size of the CSO event, it may take up to 48 hours for the water quality around these outflow pipes to return to normal. With some quick math, we could say that for potentially over 2 months out of the entire year, the waterways around New York City have unsafe levels of pollution. In other words, any form of recreation like kayaking, fishing, swimming, or even wading into the water at local beaches is strongly not advised as you might get sick. Thus, with public health in mind, it's important to understand trends in daily precipitation to get a sense of whether or not CSOs may be more prevalent in the future. So, let's take a look at some daily precipitation data. This first graph shows us the maximum daily precipitation each year at Central Park since records have been kept. As you can see, the distance between the peaks and valleys of the data is large, and that tells us that the maximum daily precipitation varies widely each year at Central Park. If we add a trend line to the data, we can better visualize what's happening through time. With the trend line added, we can see an interesting pattern. The average maximum daily precipitation appears to decrease from the start of the data up until the mid 1900s. Then afterward, it begins to increase up until today. The main feature to take note of is the right half of the trend line, where the trend line is increasing. Taken at face value, this trend line tells us that each year, the heaviest precipitation events are getting wetter. However, if we change the trend line to a linear one, which still represents the data, we don't really see as much of an increase in precipitation. This means that there isn't a strong increasing trend in the data, given that the slope of the trend line is small. In fact, the maximum daily precipitation per year at Central Park has increased by less than a quarter of an inch over the 152-year long record. Of course, this doesn't mean that in the future this trend will hold true, especially as the atmosphere warms and is able to hold more water, thus potentially able to drop more heavy rainfall events. Whether CSO events will be more likely in the future remains to be seen. Even so, cities should continue to make the necessary investments in infrastructure so that CSOs pose less of a risk to people and aquatic species now and in the future. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button and check out my other videos. If you want to learn more, check the description for useful links to articles and information about CSOs. See you in the next video.